What's going on, everyone? I'm just a typical average American here today to react and learn fun Norwegian phrases. Okay, disclaimer. I have never really heard the Norwegian language much, at least not that I knew of at the time. I have never tried to speak it, but I thought this would probably be, a fun way to immerse myself more in the Norwegian culture. Language is one of the most fundamental, important parts of any civilization, any nation, and Norway is no exception. Plus, they're fun phrases, These are supposed to be fun phrases, and so that'll actually give me some insight into kind of the Norwegian state of mind, maybe? What phrases they consider to use on a day-to-day basis for fun, some silly things. I have no idea, actually, what's gonna be taught here, but I'm interested, I'm open, so let's check it out.
I wanted to try and make a Norwegian phrases video for you all, but I've struggled with this for probably 6 months trying to make this fun and creative, because it always turns into something really boring and bland, and that's not what this channel is about at all.
Oh, I'm sure this will be fine. Don't be so hard on yourself.
So what I've tried to do today is to make fun and creative phrases that you might actually want to use while talking to like-minded people in Norwegian.
Wait, okay, so is this actually maybe some stuff I could say? I mean, no matter how you cut it, since I don't speak Norwegian, any of this will just seem super random if I walk up to a Norwegian person and just say this, but I don't know, maybe this could save my life one day, who knows?
11 är min yndlingsdoktor.
Oh my gosh, the Norwegian language is so... It's not entirely different than some of the American phonetics, we'll call it, the way American language sounds with its vowels and consonants, but I can already tell, for one thing, she speaks very quickly, which makes it a little hard, but the pronunciation of some of these words is not what it looks like when I read it, so I'll give it a try, though.
Minded people in Norwegian. 11 är min yndlingsdoktor.
This means 11 is my favorite doctor. Why would you say
Minded
that?
people in Norwegian.
11 is my favorite doctor. What does that mean? Why would you say that? Anyway, 11 are min... We don't have words that start with Y. ND? I'm going to have to listen to her say it, because we literally don't have words that start with Y and then don't have a vowel. Like YND has no vowel. Yeah, it's completely different. Very interesting, though.
Actually want to use while talking
it's gonna take a moment. I gotta soak it in. It's gonna take a moment.
to like-minded people in Norwegian. 11 är min yndlingsdoktor.
Min yingling doctor. Your yingling doctor.
Make fun and creative phrases that you might actually... 11 är min yndlingsdoktor.
11 Armin.
To like-minded people in Norwegian. 11 är min yndlingsdoktor.
Inglingsdoktor. That first part, Inglings. Inglingsdoktor. I'm not saying that part right. The first part.
Like-minded people in Norwegian. 11 är min yndlingsdoktor.
11 Armin Inglingsdoktor. That's the best. That's all I got. I'm sorry.
Of course, this is a necessity for any Doctor Who fan, and you can always...
Oh, this is a Doctor Who reference. I was like, what is this?
Of course, substitute 11 with 10, 9, War Doctor, whatever you want. One of my biggest pet peeves is that Norwegian translators always seem to find a reason to try and translate names. Like, literally.
By the way, if this woman speaks Norwegian and is from Norway, the English she is speaking is fantastic, and she has a British accent. So that's very impressive. Wow.
Frodo Lommelund.
Frodo Luminun. At least that's a little easier because it has more vowels.
Translate names. Like...
Okay, so these are fun phrases as in pop culture, like Doctor Who, Lord of the Rings, and Harry Potter. Okay.
Literally, Frodo Lommelund.
Frodo Luminun. I didn't say the L.
Slave names. Like literally Frodo Lommelund.
Frodo Luminun. Lumalun. It's hard to get that second lun, that L.
Humlesnurr.
Humlesnur. Oh boy. There is a certain thing that she's doing with her throat to put a crazy inflection on the end there.
Literally Frodo Lommelund.
Yeah.
Humlesnurr.
Do you have to do that at the end? Do you have to roll your tongue? Is she rolling her R's?
Like literally Frodo Lommelund. Humlesnurr.
Homelessner. I almost did it.
And probably worst of all, Maxnurp.
Mac Snurp. I can tell my accent is totally off. Oh, I'm sorry. my accent is so American, I can tell.
Humlesnurr. And probably
Homelessner.
worst of all, Maxnurp.
Mac Snurp. Max Snurp. I don't know what she's doing with her Max Snurp. I can't make myself do it.
Of some of the worst translations I have ever heard. Why would you want to translate a name? A name is an identifier for one person. It doesn't need translating. So that's why you could just say 11, I'm an yndlingsdoktor, and Doctor Who fans will know exactly what you're talking about. Speaking
Okay.
of Harry Potter, a phrase that any Harry Potter fan would want to know in Norwegian is Jeg har lest alle bøkene.
Okay, I have read all the books. I am a Harry Potter fan. So I need to be able to say this. If I'm ever in Norway, I'm just going to walk around to people and say, I've read all the Harry Potter books in Norwegian. And they'll be like, get away from me.
Any Harry Potter fan would want to know in Norwegian is Jeg har lest alle bøkene.
Jeg har lest.
Phrase that any Harry Potter fan would want to know in Norwegian is Jeg har lest alle bøkene.
Alle bøkene. Jeg har lest alle bøkene. That sounded kind of close.
Jeg leste bøkene før
Jeg har lest bøkene
filmen kom ut.
før filmen kom ut.
Jeg har lest alle bøkene. Jeg leste
I read all the books before the movie came out. I did! Okay.
fan would want to know in Norwegian is Jeg har lest alle bøkene.
Ja.
Jeg leste bøkene før filmen kom ut.
Jeg har lest bøkene før filmen kom ut. Does that make any sense at all when I say it?
Jeg leste boken når den først kom ut.
Jeg har lest bøkene når den først kom ut. I read the book when it was first published.
They can connect to any sort of book series.
Okay.
Or, you know, any singular book that you would want to talk about.
Oh, I know I'm butchering this. I have never in my life tried to speak Norwegian. How's it sounding? I feel like I have a very thick American accent, and maybe you can understand what I'm saying. Maybe.
When it comes to the technical specifications of your compute choices, you can always say Jeg en Mac-bruker.
Okay. I've used a Mac.
Compute choices, you can always say Jeg en Mac.
Jeg er en
Technical
MacBook.
specifications of your compute choices, you can always say Jeg en Mac-bruker.
Jeg er en MacBruker.
Of your compute choices, you can always say Jeg en Mac-bruker.
Bruker? That is. How do you say some of these the little accents on some of these words, like the K and
Of your
Bruker.
compute choices, you can always say
Bruker. I would say Mac Bruker. Jagger and Mac Bruker is what I would say if I were just reading it. But Bruker.
Jeg en Mac-bruker.
MacBruker? MacBruken? I don't know.
Og jeg en PC-bruker. No further explanation
This is hard. Oh my gosh.
needed, right? Some people
It's like a whole different way of moving your mouth and like your tongue to produce some. I can hear her. I can hear some of these fine sounds that she's making that give it like the Norwegian accent, the Norwegian sound. And I'm trying to reproduce that, but I just can't make my mouth make some of these sounds with like the K's and stuff. I don't know.
People tend to get a little bit offended when people talk about glasses like accessories. And if you are one of those people and you actually need your glasses to see, you can say, Jeg trenger brillene mine for å se.
Oh boy. Okay.
Actually need your glasses to see, you can say, Jeg trenger brillene mine
Jeg trenger blumen, mine for å
for å
se.
se.
For å se?
Actually need your glasses to see, you can say, Jeg trenger brillene mine
Jeg trenger blumen, mine for å se.
for å se. Det
Se.
er ikke for å se kul ut. You can say, Jeg trenger brillene mine for å se. Det er ikke for å se kul ut.
Oh, det er ikke for å se kul ut. Oh my god.
You
Ah!
can say, Jeg
Jeg trenger bringen, mine for å se.
trenger brillene mine for å se. Det er ikke for å se kul ut.
What is IKKE, this word? This. What on earth? How do you say that? IKK. Det er ich? Det er ik?
Ut. You can say, Jeg trenger brillene mine for å se. Det er ikke for å se kul ut. If you're a Pokemon
I have no idea. I have no idea what she just said. Oh my goodness.
fan, you might want to learn the phrase, Pikachu, jeg velger deg. As
Jeg velger deg. That's the easiest, that's the most English sounding pronunciation. So I can say that like easily. Jeg velger deg.
if you're a Pokemon fan, you might want to learn the phrase, Pikachu, jeg velger deg.
Pikachu, jeg velger deg. I'm just, that's all I can say. I just have to walk up to, hello, Pikachu, jeg velger deg. Oh, and then they'll just run away from me. Be like, what is wrong with you?
For you gamers out there, I've got your back covered as well. I would say, jeg er en level 90 Blood Elf Mage.
Okay.
Med tier 4 utstyr. And I might
tier
also,
4.
of course, want to add, Burning Crusade var den beste expansion uansett.
Oh, we're talking about World of Warcraft now. Okay.
Like I said, you do not want to change names because that just leads to confusion, and that goes for abbreviations as well. So DFTBA is the same, OTP is the same, and all you really need to say then is the admin OTP.
De er min OTP. De er min OTP.
If you're really hard struck with the feels and you just want to express it but you don't want to say it in English, which you can, by the way, you can say,
Do a lot of Norwegians, I mean, if you're watching this video, you must understand English, or else this is probably very boring. But what percent of the Norwegian population understands English? Is it taught in education, like school, growing up? Because in America, God, sometimes we're taught Spanish, but sadly in America we're really only taught English, and luckily a lot of the rest of the world seems to accommodate for us and learn English, so us Americans can communicate with a lot of different places. Thank you, by the way, for doing that, because we don't put any effort into trying to learn other languages, which is actually pretty sad, honestly.
you just want to express it but you don't want to say it in English, which you can, by the way. You can say følelser, which is feelings
Følelse.
in Norwegian. And of course, it always goes without saying that the language of the internet, such as the and lol and OMG, is never translated. That will be the same wherever you go.
Oh, I can say lol. I can just say lol, and Norwegians will understand me, because apparently internet slang never changes.
So those were just a few fun Norwegian phrases that you might want to learn if you're interested in learning the Norwegian language and you want to speak contemporary Norwegian and not textbook Norwegian.
Oh my goodness. Oh, this actually makes me very, very worried that I would be terrible at learning Norwegian, because it's not so much the memorization that I'd be worried about, it's the pronunciation, the accent that I would have, and the lack of ability to say some of these words. Wow.
If you have any questions related to this video or to anything that has to do with Norwegian, feel free to send me a message on any other social media sites. If you want to keep up to date with me and my daily
Okay, yeah, I have a lot of questions, but nothing that can help me right now. This was Ingeborg Elizabeth. That was very nice. Thank you for that. Very nice video. Very fun, honestly. Yeah, like I said, I have not heard the Norwegian language much until I started reacting to a couple videos of Norway and the Norwegian people. And I've certainly never tried to speak it. And my first impression is it's difficult. It's difficult as an American to try to form some of these words and sounds. And sometimes there's K's and Y's, and the spelling confuses me. And the speed of speaking some of the words, that's what gets me. But, how bad can I feel? It's probably the same whatever language you're trying to learn. Everyone's going to have difficulty. I'd actually like to know, out of all the languages in the world, how difficult Norwegian is to learn. I hear English is actually fairly hard to learn because it has a lot of strange grammar, strange rules about how you speak. Not so much the pronunciation or the memorization, but the weird grammar. Am I right on that? But Norwegian sounds awesome, by the way. Don't get me wrong, just because I couldn't say it myself. The Norwegian language sounds awesome. I love it. It sounds really cool. This is just one of those things where you almost have to have someone say it in real life a little slower. But as far as learning some fun Norwegian phrases, this was perfect. This was a great little introduction. I actually enjoyed that a lot. So anyway, if you enjoyed this video, feel free to give it a like or leave a comment. And if you're interested in more videos like this, me reacting to Norway, Norwegian culture, all stuff about Norway I've never seen, feel free to subscribe for more. And until then, thanks for watching and see you next time.